Hi everyone, my name is Kartik and my channel is about mental models. In this video I'm going to be looking at power laws. In my systems thinking mini-series videos you got a sense of the complexity that can exist within systems. And if we look at complexity, then we can see that complexity exists in nature. Without complexity, the universe would be monotonous. But imagine if there was a way to begin to make sense of this complexity. Even if we are not able to fully understand the complexity, is there a way to better understand the connections or relationships? This is what power laws are all about. The mental model is not about providing an answer to a question or a problem, but understanding power laws is akin to demystifying the complexities of the universe. We know that things are interconnected, not simply because they are elements of a system, but because of the laws of nature. Let's take gravity, for example. The mass of two objects and the distances between them affect the gravitational force between them. If they are further apart, the force is weaker, and if they are nearer, the force is stronger. Take another example. Electric, just going to call it E-charge, electric charge. The closer the two charges are to one another, that's far and that's meant to be close, the closer they are, the greater the electrical force between them, and the further apart they are, the weaker the force. Example 3. What about, I'm going to call this orbit. What about a planet orbiting the Sun? Again, they are related in a similar way. The further the distance of the planet from the Sun, the slower the orbit. So if this planet were to be orbiting here, this is slower and this is, let's say, faster, because this is closer than this is. And all of these examples show that the two things, distance and then the force, are in some way proportionally related to each other. The connection is not just happenstance. So it's not just a case of two charges being close to each other and therefore it's just miraculous that the force is stronger, and if they were further apart, it's weaker. They are proportionally related to each other. As you increase the distance, the force reduces, and as you reduce the distance, the force increases proportionately. It's not just random. And if I were to draw these out graphically, then they would all these examples would look something like that, where as the distance is increased, the force reduces in this kind of curvature, in this kind of graph. This is a 1 over x squared graph. And if I were to draw a log graph of this, so same thing, but I call it a log graph, then it would look something like that. This is the original, this is the log of this. That's what it would look like. It would be a straight line graph. And this straight line on a log graph shows the existence of a power law. So power laws are at play in these 3 examples. What is a log graph, you may be asking? A log graph is where both axes of the graph use a logarithmic scale. So just drawing this over here, if I have an x squared graph, that would look something like that. And if I do a log of the x squared, this dotted line is at 45 degrees. This is y equals x. So that's a straight line. The number here, log, the number here corresponds to the number here. So these are the same. But for an x squared graph, the line would be a bit steeper. Now you may also be thinking that these 3 examples are just random examples, but power laws are more prevalent than you think. These are not just 3 random examples. They come up in many other things, like number of citations received by scientists, the size of moon craters, earthquake magnitudes, word frequency, city populations, metabolic rate, the amount of traffic websites get, and there are more examples. It is surprising that something as complex as reality can be explained in such a formulaic way with a log straight line graph. I want to briefly compare power laws to normal distribution. So you've got a graph like this or like this, and you've got the normal distribution graph with the bell-shaped curve. And a normal distribution is where values for a particular something are around a typical value, an average value. So let's say we are looking at height. You would observe an average of, say, 1.7 meters. I'm just making it up. And the majority of heights would be either side of 1.7 meters. They would be around that. But what you won't see is 2 people with heights of 10 centimeters and another one of 4 meters. That wouldn't happen. They would all be pretty much clustered around 1.7 meters. For a power law, the behavior of a particular something is different. The behavior is that extreme events like these occur with a low probability, but they still do occur. Let's take another example. Many people are connected to a few hundred others on social media, but very few people, such as celebrities and famous sports people, are connected to millions on social media. They have a bigger influence on social media. And so that is what I'm talking about. You can get to the extremes. Now, I could give other examples, but what I'm trying to get at here is the underlying factor for a power law is that it is without any scale. Now, this can be proven by a mathematical formula. I won't go into that because it's a little bit complicated to explain and to understand. But the point I'm making is that power laws have this attribute of 0 scale. And that said, only power law distribution has this attribute. You don't get this in normal distribution. So, coming back full circle. I said at the beginning of this video, imagine if there was a way to begin to make sense of the complexity that exists in the universe. Well, by understanding where power laws are in existence, where power laws could be in existence, it can help us to make more informed and better decisions. Of course, each decision you make will vary on the circumstance and what it is that you are trying to achieve, but by not being caught out by missing the existence of a power law, missing the extremes, or where the existence of extremes can happen, you will get a step up. And that's the key message I would like to leave with you for this video. And that's all for this video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, then check out these two videos on Pareto principle and normal distribution flashing on screen now. And I will see you in the next video with another mental model. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.